Hello. Gosh, everybody's left lots of comments already. This is exactly what I needed. Well, it's actually not very relaxing for me because this is like a last minute Christmas present that I'm putting together. So I'm in a rush. So I'm making a stocking. It's not like a huge thing. So we're doing like a stocking stuffer gift exchange thing for my family. And I have the gifts and I have the stuff that I'm putting in the stocking, but I don't have the actual stocking. And I thought I had like, I don't know, like an extra sock that I could use that I had already done. But I don't. And I thought, well, I don't really need one, or I can go buy a cheap one or something. But then I realized I have this chunky yarn And it's actually kind of Christmas colors. So I'm gonna knit a giant stocking with the yarn, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to finish it right now. So I don't know. We're we're gonna see what happens. I don't know. The yarn is very thick yarn, so it shouldn't take too long. But I thought, why not just put it on a live stream so everybody can watch? But it's really hard to concentrate at the same time. This is just the first. I'm still on just the first round, so it's like it's all over the place right now. It's really tight, but it should get a little smoother in just a few minutes. Gosh, so many. Okay, what? My dog is throwing up. Amazing. Tell us how to do it too, then we can knit together. I can only multitask in so many ways. The live stream, it feels like insane. I feel like I'm working at a call center or something. I'm making a cover for Terry's Chocolate Orange. That's very nice. Made from watching videos. Very nice. Ryan, I learned how to knit with your videos. I love how patient you are to explain. Thank you very much. Very nice and kind of you. We're all just knitting together. No, there's no rules in this stream. It's just the day before Christmas Eve, and I need to knit a stocking. So I've done like 3 rows so far. It looks a little awful. It's actually very wide. I could probably afford to cinch it up a little bit to save me some time. So I might reduce a little bit. And I'm doing just a 1x1 ribbing at the start. So it'll probably be about this big, I think, stocking. I also don't actually even know if you can even hear me while I have the music playing, but I'm gonna assume everybody can. I'm also using 4 different double-pointed needles, and each one is a different size. So we're not going for perfection here. Gosh. Hello, Greece, and hello, Russia. That's nice. Merry Christmas to you too. Okay, this is as exciting as this is gonna get. We're gonna switch colors now. So this is as dramatic as this live stream is gonna get. And actually, this is kind of dramatic because this is actually a smaller size yarn. It's kind of a blue, it's kind of like a greenish, it looks more green. So it is kind of, it's a little Christmassy, but it does have a little bit of blue in it. Yes, it is unconventional, I know. It's last minute, okay? We've got a mismatched double pointed needles, and then also the yarn is smaller. Not too much smaller though. I don't think it's gonna look, it'll look good on like a fireplace. Yes, we are getting crazy. Everybody keeps thinking, the earlier comments are all about how relaxing this is. This is not relaxing. This is last minute dash for Christmas preparations. A sweater. That, I do not envy that. I don't think you can knit a last minute sweater. There's not enough time. Unless you're like almost finished. And hopefully you're not like just starting the sweater. Wait, okay, there are multiple last minute things. Are you knitting in this? No, I'm currently in last minute knitting. Lots of last minute knitters here. I'm doing a shawl, I'm doing a sweater. This is the procrastination channel. Which is why I only have maybe like one video every couple months. Oh, you're on the first thing. I mean, good luck. Here's how it looks so far. Not bad. And the jury's still out if this is a blue or a green. I'm gonna say it's green because Christmas, but it is very blue, turquoisey looking. So I don't know. I'm tempted to bring back in the red because that takes up a lot of space. So I'm using a thicker yarn for that, and I do have larger double-pointed needles that I could switch back onto. So I might do that, or introduce this white, which is also thick. Because the goal here is to finish as fast as I can. So honestly, the bigger the yarn and the bigger the double-pointed needles, the better. Then I can just get it out. But I do like this green, this blue green. If you're new, I am knitting a sock for Christmas. A stocking, essentially, for stocking stuffers. So I bought all the stocking stuffers, but then I realized I didn't have the sock to put it in, so I'm doing that real quick the day before Christmas Eve. I'm using mismatched double-pointed needles that are different sizes, and I'm using mismatched yarn that also is different sizes. So it's a leftover sort of end of 2021 project. It's a very 2021 project, this. And I hope to finish on the live stream, but I'm not going to make any promises because you cannot make any promises with knitting. These colors are actually, this is left over from my most recent video, from the sweater that I knit in that video. I got a lot of yarn for that, so I had a bunch. This is just kind of left over from that, and picked out the colors that are kind of Christmassy a little bit. So it's kind of worked out nicely for me. I also have this light purple yarn, but I don't think it really fits with the Christmassy theme, so I'm probably not gonna use that. But honestly, who knows? We're flying by the seat of our pants here. If you're just starting to watch this and you're thinking, this is the most boring idea for a live stream I've ever seen, first, you are wrong, because most live streams are very boring. Have you ever watched, they've got those live streams of like the national parks where it's just like a watering hole? So that's what this is. And second, I will tell you that the exciting parts are coming up. So the exciting parts, we've had 3 exciting parts. Switching the colors, so starting out with red and then green, and I switched to white, so that was a very climactic moment. The next exciting bit, I think I'm going to switch back to the green, and then the really exciting part is going to be the turning of the heel. So we should be able to do that soon. I'm not going to give you a time frame, but it's going to get more eventful eventually. But ultimately, it is a song and knitting, so it's as exciting as it can be. Hello, Urban Yarn. Merry Christmas to you. I'm glad you like music. Lots of shawls. I've had like 3 people say that they're knitting a shawl. I've never knit a shawl. Just for the sake of transparency, there is something really weird happening. I think it's just a knot, but this one stitch, I thought it was gonna go away after another round, but it's like really, really tight. And I think it's still just the knot coming through, but I don't know what's happening. I think it looks fine. It's not noticeable. I just panicked for a second. I thought, gosh, are we gonna have a knitting disaster live on air? That'd be very exciting if we did. Okay. I think I'm gonna start doing the heel. So this is a pretty good length. Question for you guys, and the first person who puts it in the chat, I'm gonna do it. Should the next color be red, or should I bring back in this greenish blue? Red. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Jared, you're too slow. Red, 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 red. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with red. I actually prefer that too because the red is that bigger size yarn, so I can still it's kind of cheating to kind of move the project along. It'll go faster with the red. I'm counting. Also, happy birthday, 33. So what I've got here is 8 stitches, and then 14 for a total of 30 stitches. And now I'm gonna do I'm actually gonna build the ankle out and then turn the heel. So, exciting, very exciting stuff. But that's a pretty good length for a stocking. Right? Very nice. And this doesn't look fun. I completely agree with you. It is not fun. This is last minute Christmas rushing to finish. So now I'm purling this bit. So we're just doing the heel. I guess it's called the heel flap. That's what we're doing here. So I'm just sticking with these, I can't even remember how many stitches I had on them. 16? Yeah. You can tell I'm getting tired. Hello, Lashera. Got Sheila and Michael having quite the conversation here about knitting. Oh my gosh, we've got a whole project discussion going on. Yes, I'm knitting a Christmas stocking last minute, and I am about to turn the heel, which is probably as exciting as it's gonna get here. And I'm gonna hope that I can remember how to do it off the top of my head. I usually consult my instructions at this point, but I did a pair of socks a couple months ago, so it's pretty fresh in my mind. The best thing about the heel turn is it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, even if it's not technically exactly how it should be, it's still gonna look like a nice heel of a sock. It's not bad, hey? It's a very subtle heel turn, but it is a turn to heel. If I had more stitches, I could have made it a little bit more of a right angle, but it's kind of a nice gradual one. It's not bad. And for people watching from home, I'm gonna now pick up some stitches on the side, bring the heel together like this. It's very tight. You hear that? It will hopefully loosen up a little bit. bringing in the green again. Okay. Who's using fur? We're talking about fur, we're talking about knitting projects. I've completely lost the plot now. I need to do a scarf, Lorraine. A scarf is next. Is actually my next to-do list, my next for real project. That I want to spend time on a really nice scarf. Merry Christmas by Bionicure? Bionicure? Bio? Merry Christmas Bio 2020. This is the RJ Knits Christmas special. We're almost on 2 hours here. I'm getting a little exhausted, but I think we're more than halfway done. I'm just doing some decreases now in the corners. We've turned the heel, and now we're just kind of bringing it all together at the end here. This is actually turning out a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I always underestimate how big a project is going to be. I think it's going to end up smaller, because when you're casting on, you're only doing so much. It looks so little when you first cast on, but it very quickly expands. But this is going to be a good stocking. What just happened to my yarn? We have a dropped stitch situation, but it's not too bad. There we go. So this is turning in to like a full-on, like, what do they call it? Like one of those like a ski mask almost. Like you could fit a head through this. It's actually enormous. I could have saved myself a lot of time if I had slowed down a little bit. Or not slowed down, but I used less stitches. But I really do like that heel turn. That's really nice. So here's the top of it, I guess. And then I do need to tuck in these where I've got the change of the color. It's not to make it look a little bit more jogless. Got the heel, and then we're gonna go and now just finish off the toes. I'm gonna slowly make it a little more narrow. I'm gonna just decrease a little bit more than my normal decreases here. But I'm gonna keep decreasing more on the sides just to pull it a little bit tighter and to kind of like cheat, kind of, so I can finish it sooner. But we'll see how it goes. And I think I'm gonna switch colors again in just a second, I think. Hi, Hattie. Merry Christmas to you too. For people just joining, I'm doing last minute crazy Christmas knitting until I finish the stocking. This is the procrastination channel tonight. It's very tight. You can hear that. Trying to evenly distribute these a little bit better. Looks like we've got some people clocking out after it's been 2 hours. And some of these names I recognize for the past 2 hours, which is crazy. But good night if you are logging off. And hello if you are just joining us. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Sydney. I feel like I'm operating a call-in radio show now. Okay, 3 rounds from being done with this whale. Ken, I haven't caught up on the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. But a whale sounds much more exciting than what I'm knitting. You're crocheting a whale. Okay. I'm jealous of that. That's the only reason I want to learn how to crochet. I have yet to learn how to crochet. I've tried a couple times. Yeah, because with knitting you can kind of do like plush stuffed animal things, but those little crochet dolls and stuff, I've always wanted to learn how to do that. This is a stocking. This is going to be a Christmas stocking that I was supposed to have finished a while ago. So it's going to be beautiful. Are we talking? We're talking about casting on now. Just use Ryan's cast on. Yeah, of course. Casting on is such a controversial topic. It seems like long tail cast on. I have never rarely done other cast on methods. We were trying to talk about 2021 movies. You're in the wrong live stream, Sydney Chesley. My thoughts on a cast on are the easier, the better. Because this is just, I do my simple little put the loops on the needles. And it does look a little loose. Lorraine, you have a point. But for me, it's not worth it learning another way. I do appreciate the fancy cast on methods that there are, and I have tried some of them, but none of them have really stuck. And for me, if it's the end of your project, it's not going to be as visible, really. And if it's like a little loose, I don't really mind. Do I knit projects for my fans? No. First of all, I barely have fans, and I barely knit projects for myself. So we've got a ways to go. I have to knit a lot more, and then have to have a lot more fans. Lisa, these needles, this is gonna make you shudder a little bit. These needles are a mixture of several different sized double-pointed needles, which just adds to the craziness of this project that I'm exhausted by. So this needle is 9 millimeters. So in the US, it's a size 13. But I also have these that are 8 millimeters. This is 9 millimeters. This is 9. This is 7.5. So yes, it is a mess. But I mean, it's a Christmas stocking. So, this is a last minute rush project because I'm leaving for Christmas tomorrow, and I got stocking stuffers, but I did not get a stocking. But luckily, I found this yarn from the leftover project and grabbed some double-pointed needles. The reason the double-pointed needles are a bunch of mixed sizes is because this yarn is also different sized yarn. So some of it, I think this is considered chunky yarn, or like super chunky yarn. This is chunky. I don't know the actual millimeter size of it. I'd have to look it up, but it's all different sizes. So, but I mean, considering all that, I don't think it looks too bad. Like, it's got a cute little like Christmas stocking feel to it. I just need to get rid of those ones. This is the prettier side. And I'm proud of my heel turn here. And anybody who's watching this, either now or in the future, if you think this is a nice, relaxing video to watch, you are completely wrong, because this is extremely stressful. It's kind of the novelty has kind of worn out. Luckily, we've had some fun people in the chat that have been having kind of like their own conversations. But I don't get to read the chat because I have to focus on the knitting. So it's not fun for me. And my hands are now really starting to hurt now because I've just kind of been going straight at it. I need to like stretch them out actually and crack my knuckles. But this is not for the weak. It's a sport. It's an endurance. I'm gonna switch to red pretty soon, and then I think I'm gonna finish on red. Yes, it's an extreme sport. RJ, get up and walk, talk around. I wish, but honestly, when I'm on the live stream, it makes me feel like I've got a gun to my head with knitting. So I would love to get up and get some water. But honestly, I'm kind of just terrified by the fact that I'm on a live stream. So I have to finish the project first. Okay, bringing in the red once again. I was just thinking about weaving in ends as well. I'm gonna have a lot of ends to weave in actually, which is not very fun, but it has to be done. So I'm gonna start doing my decreases because I can't go on any longer. If I hit 3 hours, I will burst into dust, I think. And I think this is long enough. I mean, it's kind of like it's a little stumpy, but I think it's long enough. You could technically put a foot in there. And for a stocking, it'll be all right. So we're gonna start decreasing, which is gonna be fast because I'm down to about, I think about 16 and 16. Oof. My poor hands. Also, I might as well just take the time to do just a little shameless plug, self-promo, and everybody go buy my book. It has nothing to do with knitting, but you can buy it now for Christmas. You'll love it. But honestly, it has nothing to do with knitting. So you cannot complain about it. You can't say I didn't warn you. Did, yeah. The book is a sort of mystery thriller about a woman who sees a accident from her apartment window. Very tragic accident, but she doesn't do anything to help, and she actually runs away, and for various reasons. And it's kind of about the police investigation trying to find her, and also the world that she sort of enters into, where she escapes and kind of runs off with a wealthy, mysterious person. So it's a little weird, but it is also kind of a fun thriller book, I would say. It's not like something you've read before, I'll say that. And there's an audiobook too. So if you want to listen to the audiobook while you're knitting, it's even better. And the girl who did the audiobook did a really good job, actually. She's a good listen. It's not your conventional mystery, I'll say, but it is a page turner, I will say, and it's very unexpected. I do not know how to crochet. No, I don't. I've made like 2 attempts to learn how to crochet, I think. And I think I know I would enjoy it if I got familiar with it and started like doing real projects and everything, but it just feels, I don't know, it just feels a little too loosey-goosey to me. But to be honest, I haven't spent enough time learning it to get comfortable with it. Because I've seen some crochet projects that are really cool that I'd like to be able to do that you can't really do with knitting. But every time I want to like do a crochet project, I'm very stubborn, so if I start crocheting, my mind just thinks, well, I could just be knitting right now instead of crocheting. So that's the predicament, I think. But it is a resolution to learn how to crochet. And then I can start up a crocheting YouTube channel, RJ Crochets. Crocheting is also appealing because you just have the one crochet hook. You don't have like this mess. So I'm just about done with my decreases, and I'm gonna get my tapestry needle, and we're gonna do the Kitchener stitch, which I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have my notes here. I had it somewhere. Does anybody have a helpful trick for remembering the Kitchener stitch? I know there's like rhymes, like slip off as if to something or other, and then da-da-da-da-da. If you know one, drop it in the chat, because I'm about to do the Kitchener stitch, and I'm kind of just gonna go off memory, which is not good with the Kitchener stitch, but we'll see. It's not too bad. I just made it up. That's it. That's very true. The kitchen stitch is so satisfying when you get it right, though. My tapestry needle. The best part is you actually can't see what I'm doing very well, so I'm gonna say what I do is perfect. Oh, here we go. Lisa, you have. I'm trusting you completely. Purl front off, knit front on. Yes, okay, now it's clicking. Yeah, purl front off, knit front off, knit back off, purl back on. Yep, it's coming back to me now. Purl front off, and then slip it through, knit, but don't pull it off. And then when you're in the back, we knit the back one off, and then slip it through again, purl, but leave it on. This is so stupid. I hate this thing so much. And then we do it to the front again. So slip off as if to, oh crap, see, I've already forgotten. Purl front off. Purl front off. Come in to knit, but leave it on. Knit the back off. And purl, but leave it in. I'm going to stop saying what I'm doing because it's probably wrong what I'm doing. I probably have messed up, actually. There's a little bump because I didn't pull it quite tight enough, but it is looking good. And purl. Knit and leave it on. Knit off. It's like, am I knitting or am I performing surgery? Oh gosh, Misty, you have come in. That's what. Go through the front door, entering Stitch Pro. Yeah, there's that whole back door, front door thing. I'm not going to show you the end. I'm not going to zoom in, but it looks all right. I think I biffed it on a couple of them. Just so much pressure. There we go. Hey, it's off. It is kind of a mess still. I need to weave in, at least weave in this toe bit. Knitting, these projects, knitting is so anticlimactic, no matter what. Because even when you finish and you cast off, then you're like, oh, I've got to go weave in my ends. Let me go fix this jog, and then maybe I'm gonna embroider something on top of it or something like that. But this looks good on this very crappy webcam. Let me just put this in. Stuff that in for now. That is a Christmas stocking in less than 3 hours. Just barely 3 hours. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's got a good heel. It's pretty hefty too. You could stuff it with lots of stuff. And it definitely has a kind of a rustic quality, I'll say, because of the different size needles and different size yarn, but I'm not gonna complain. It's, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody, especially the people in the chat that stuck through this entire thing. Sheila, just scrolling through, Michael, Lorraine, you guys are great. In bed during COVID. I am about to go be in bed as well, but hopefully not with COVID. Ken and Bionic Seer. I'll learn that name sometime. But you guys have been wonderful company. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year as well. Thank you. Hopefully you guys are not as in a rush with your knitting projects like I am. And I hope you guys all have safe, fun times with your families. And I'll see you guys in 2022.